seems like you and I are always talking about magic tricks and never talking about the economy, which is too bad because there are some important questions that must be asked, like how much of your portfolio should you advocate to stocks and bonds, and are the Feds on track to increase interest rates, and what is a Bitcoin? I'll tell you what, let me show you. That is the traditional handling of the bite out coin trick, but now let me show you the new handling with the visual restoration along with the new presentation that ties into the Bitcoins. You ask them, do you know what a Bitcoin is? And they'll probably say no, so you explain a Bitcoin is a virtual currency that is rewarded when a computer solves a powerful math equation. And Bitcoins are cool, they're like gold because they're not regulated by a central agency or government. So you can't just print more of them. You know, maybe instead of telling you about it, I should just show you. And then you borrow a quarter from someone, and then you do this. And then you put the pieces back together. Also, if you are like Greg Wilson, who does not like doing, quote, mouth magic, you can also do the Bitcoin in your bare hands. Hey, check out this random thing with the Bitcoin. Two last points. First of all, when I was a kid, I had a version of the bite out quarter, but since then the gimmick has been updated. Now it uses the 50 state quarters, so when you borrow a coin from someone, you don't have to look for one of the old coins. And second of all, when you order the Bitcoin or the Bytecoin from Penguin Magic, not only will you get the main instructions on how to do it, you will also get a free download with me sitting right here explaining to you how to do that new visual restoration. So I guess we really did talk about magic tricks in the end. But that's what Penguin Magic is for. Hello my friends, this is Rick Lax, and if you are watching this video, it is because you have purchased a Bitcoin from Penguin Magic. So congratulations on this. When I was younger, I used to do this with the folding quarter. It would fold up into 3 parts. Now they've made it much nicer. Only the top third comes off. And this really looks like a bite mark. And also you can see the gimmick is updated to be one of these 50 state quarters. So it is improved in every way. And along with your quarter, you get an extra piece. What's nice about this extra piece is it does not have the ridge in it for the rubber band. The extra piece is just like a regular quarter ridge. So the good people at Tango have really done a good job putting this together. Now I see that this comes with instructions when you get the trick. I'm just going to add a couple of my own thoughts, but I recommend watching these instructions first. So first of all, when I would ask to borrow a quarter from someone, if someone takes out a lot of change, let's say they take out a handful of change, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the, see, I couldn't even tell which one the gimmick was, that's how good it is. I'll have this in my hand and I'll just pretend to take out a coin from them. That way I won't have to do a switch at all. But if I am asking for just a quarter, I will have the gimmicked quarter in my left hand, not even really palmed, and the borrowed coin in my right hand. And I'll be holding it like this. So here's the secret gimmicked hand. I'll have this by my side, and then I'll have this coin here, and then I will, after looking at this coin, I will look at the spectators and ask, have you guys heard of a Bitcoin? So it looks like this. I'm looking down at the coin, then I'll say, have you guys heard of a Bitcoin? And this is something I learned from the old Amar tapes, where when you want to misdirect someone, the best thing you can do is start by looking down, then look up at them, and at the same time, you ask a meaningful question. And the combination of these two things, the misdirection, is too powerful to look away from. So it's down here, this is their coin, I'm down here, I say, have you guys heard of a Bitcoin? And as I do that, I do the switch, and you see it's no fancy sleight of hand. I'm just putting this hand here, rotating this hand up, and taking up the gimmick coin. So the exposed view would be like this, but not exposed, it would look just like that. And it shouldn't look like a switch at all because you're engaging them in conversation. You're just looking at the coin, then you say, hey, have you guys heard of a Bitcoin? And I start the question before I do the move. So I don't have this here. I go, have you guys heard of a Bitcoin? And then do the switch, because that puts the heat on it. I want to take the heat off before I actually do the switch. Here it is. I say, hey, have you guys heard of a Bitcoin? As I do the switch. So now I've got the coin switched out. And for the traditional presentation without the visual restoration, you don't need the extra piece. You just pretend to bite it, and then pretend to spit it back on, and then switch the coin and give it back. But if you want to do that visual restoration, you're going to do one of two things. The easiest thing is, before the trick starts, have the extra piece in this area between your front teeth and lower lip. Just like that. And you could talk normally, you just have to focus on not swallowing it. Don't swallow it. Then when it comes time, you bite the coin, just like that. And then you take the coin out from between your lip and your teeth. The other option is, if you've got the gimmick coin here, you can have the extra piece behind it, and then you do the switch. So now the extra piece is behind the coin, and when you go to bite it, you will both slip the extra piece into your mouth and bite it. So the extra piece is back there. I'd first slip it into my mouth and bite, and it accomplishes the same thing. But I like having it in my mouth to begin with, because that is much cleaner. Now, and if you want to do the presentation without your mouth at all, what I would do is have the extra piece in my fingers just in front of the coin like this. And then when it comes time to break the coin, I just rub the pieces against each other. So I've got the extra piece here, and hi friends. That's okay, we're doing fun magic video tutorials. So where were we? We're breaking the coin. So we've got the extra piece there. The coin is here, and now when I go to break it, what I'm doing there is I'm just bringing the flap back, grabbing it with my right thumb, and breaking the extra piece off with the left. And I'll rub the pieces against each other to make that nice breaking sound, just like that. Now, when you do the break or the coin bite, you always want the coin facing the person directly. When it goes to the side, you can start to see that ridge there, which is no good. So I would just keep it face on, make the sound like that. And now it's time to restore the two pieces, which looks like that. This is bent back with your thumb. All you're going to do is drop the extra piece into your right hand, held as a cup, as you release the piece with your thumb, just like that. And when you do both things at once, it will look like the quarter is reforming. Easiest thing in the world, just boom. And then, after I do this, I will put the coin in my left hand, and I might ditch the piece with my right hand in my pocket in the action of showing the coin. And when I'm ditching the extra piece, this would be a good time to get the spectator's coin back if I've been performing it with a borrowed coin. I'll say though, this is such a cool trick, and you don't have to do it with a borrowed coin. It's powerful if you do, but if you just take your own coin, this is still pretty amazing just to have a coin, break it in two, and then put it back together just like that, put the coin away in your pocket. There is nothing wrong with doing something fast and visual like that. Everyone always thinks things have to be borrowed and signed, but sometimes it's okay just to do a really quick, flashy magic trick.
Here's the instructional video for the bite out quarter. To begin, you're going to need a bite out quarter, and to do the routine that we perform in the demo, you're going to need a borrow quarter as well. The bite out quarter is going to be in finger palm, and you want to have it in a manner so that pointing towards your right. So if you hold your hand palm up just like so, you want to your right to be the right side of George Washington's face. Or if you have it tail side, then the right wing. So if the eagle's held up, so that the smaller part, if you flip it around, the smaller end is to your right. That's just going to aid you in a minute when you do the biting action. You're going to borrow a coin in your left hand and finger palm. You're going to do a shuttle pass. Now here's how a shuttle pass works. This is by David Roth, by the way. Shuttle pass is where you hold the coin in left hand finger palm, and you're going to pretend to throw it into your right hand. You're going to bring your right hand right next to your left hand, so it's going to go just like so, and you're going to bring it into view. So if you were to really throw a coin over, it would look just like that. So first, practice just by throwing a regular coin in and bringing it into view, and then combine it with just throwing it and bringing a different coin into view. And that's exactly the action of a shuttle pass. So you're going to pretend to throw it, bring the coin up and hold at the tip of your fingers, and you're going to bite, and your teeth are going to push the coin backwards where your thumb can catch it. And this coin is very well made so that it really looks like bite marks. You're going to bite it. You can pretend. You could, if you want, have a little piece of tin foil in your mouth. That would make it a lot more convincing, as if you have a piece of the coin in your mouth that you could hide beforehand from a gum wrapper, whatever you want to do. And then at that point you can blow it back and just release your thumb. So just like so. Now at this point you're going to switch back. The way I switch back is kind of a variation of Jay Sankey's flying shuttle pass. What I do is I have this coin on my fingertips in my left hand. My hand is palm down. I'm going to, as I turn, put my thumb and grab the coin onto my middle finger, and I'm going to turn this hand over. And all I do is turn this hand over with momentum so that the coin that's on my fingertips flips over. For a more detailed treatise on how this works, definitely look into Jay Sankey's coin work. Revolutionary Coin Magic, for instance, he goes into great detail on applications for this move. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to grab, and you're going to time it at the same time as you throw, so it really has that convincing illusion of the coin being thrown. Barring that, you can just do a regular shuttle pass. But the flying shuttle pass is very strong. Pass that back up for examination. As you go forward, you could dish this in your lap, you could just hold on to it, have them examine it, put your hands in your pockets. No need to rush it. Ditch it whenever you want. There you have it. That's the bite out quarter.
The coin bite is one of the quickest, most powerful coin tricks that you can do. You can borrow a quarter from your audience and immediately take a giant bite out of the top of the coin. You can even show the removed piece still in your mouth. You then take that removed piece and blow it right back on top of the coin and immediately hand it back out for inspection.
How'd you do that? Oh my god. How?
Now, even though this trick has been performed by top pros on television, it doesn't mean that it's hard. This is actually really easy to do and is perfect for any beginner in coin magic. It comes with a precision-made coin gimmick, and it's perfect for your bar, street, or restaurant set.
Watch this. That's pretty sweet.
I want to touch it.
No, I just want to borrow it. No, but this is yours. Sorry. Watch close.
Yeah, I'm just paying attention this time.
It's Matthew.
Oh my god!
How's Matthew?
What's wrong with you? What?
What?
What? Weird thing. How'd you do that? Oh my god. How?
Hey guys, it's Nick from P3, and I am super excited to be teaching you the coin bite. This is an all-time classic of coin magic. It's one of my favorite tricks, and it's one of the first coin tricks that I learned. I first saw David Blaine do it on television, blew my mind, and I've been doing it ever since. So here today we're going to learn the basic routine. We're also going to learn a couple utility switches that you can use for your coin magic, along with whatever other kind of magic that you're into. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get started. Okay, so let's take a look at the gimmick that you got. What you got was a gimmicked quarter and a piece of a quarter. Now the way this works is you'll notice that the outside of the quarter is wrapped in a rubber band. And the top half here, where George's face is, can fold backwards. And if you let go, it snaps forward. This is very similar to a folding coin. However, through the modern era here, they've decided to make coins specifically for this trick. So instead of having another half that bends at the bottom, like you would in a folding coin, it's just the top half. So when you do this, you have a nice solid grip on the coin. So let me show you what the basic idea of this is. You're going to grab the coin from the part that does not bend. So the part that bends is at the top. Make sure you remember where that is. In this case, it's on George's face. Bring this up to your mouth. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to use my lower lip to fold this coin back. I'm also going to angle the coin back gently. I'm not going to be able to talk when I do this, so you'll see what I mean. So this is going to hit my bottom lip right here. And as soon as it hits my lip, I'm going to use it to fold the coin down like you just saw, and then my right thumb here is going to take hold of that piece so that I can come away. So at this point, I'm holding that piece right behind the coin. Now you want to angle back just slightly. I mean, the angles are really good on this. You don't want to come forward with it and let them see this double edge, so just slightly keep it back. So once you come away from your face, hold it out here. Now I'll show you the additional piece in just a moment, but if you weren't using the piece, you're just going to want to mock spit. Don't really spit. I've done that too. It's not fun. But pretend to spit, and as you do, release your thumb from the coin, just like that. So, and that's the basic idea. Now, if you have the extra piece, if you want to use that, you're just going to put that, I use the upper lip, in your mouth before this starts. And you're going to do the same thing. Use your bottom lip to push the coin back. So just approach your mouth, use your lip, re-grip with your thumb, pretend like you bit it, give it a little acting. Come away, produce the piece, and if you want, you can pretend like you're going to try to line it up, but then you have a different idea. Put it back in your mouth. I put it right back up in my upper lip and spit it back on. So that's the basic idea behind the routine. Now, if you'd like to learn how to borrow a coin and do it with the spectator's borrow coin, which is the absolute best way to do this trick, I'm going to show you a couple of utility switches you can use right now. Okay, so we're going to learn a couple of utility switches here. And this is why I love this coin bite routine so much, is it's a great routine to learn some of the basic coin switches. There's really only one move you got to learn, so I highly recommend that you give these a shot. The first one we're going to learn is David Roth's Shuttle Pass. It's out of Expert Coin Technique. Make sure you grab that book along with Modern Coin Magic. These are both amazing coin books that you should have in your library. So to do the Shuttle Pass, you're going to have your gimmicked coin. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put this in my left hand. So this is my folding bite coin. It's going to go into finger palm in my left hand, and the coin in my right hand is going to be the coin that I borrow from the spectator. So you're just going to loosely have a little hold on your gimmick, borrow a coin. Now the idea behind the Shuttle Pass is that you're going to show both of your hands empty while holding one coin, where you're really holding two. That's the whole illusion behind the Shuttle Pass. So all it's going to look like is you're picking this coin up and tossing it to the other hand to display it. And that's it. It's really easy to do. We're just going to break this down into a couple steps. There's a lot of great work on this. I'm just going to show you the basics of it because that's really all you need. Borrow the coin from the spectator and put it right into finger palm, open finger palm, right where you need it. Now, the interesting thing about finger palm is you can turn your hand over naturally and the coin's not going to fall. You're putting it in Ramsey subtlety. So this is really all you're doing. You're going to grab the coin. You have your other hand with your gimmick in finger palm. Both of these hands are going to turn to meet each other. So step one is borrow the coin. Step two, put your hands on top of each other. Except you're retaining the borrowed coin in finger palm. So it's 1, 2, and then come away and display the gimmicked coin. So step one is borrow the coin in open finger palm. Of course, you have the gimmick coin concealed in your left hand. Step one, step two, step three, and give the coin a little bit of an action as you display the coin. Now, the thing about the shuttle pass is you don't want to make a move out of it. I do it almost immediately after borrowing the coin, and it's just under the idea that you're just looking at the coin before you're about to bite it. So that's the David Roth shuttle pass. Learn it well. You can use it for other things outside of coins as well, small pieces of candy. Any small object will work with it. It's a great move. Make sure you use it. Okay, so the second switch we're going to learn is the Bobo switch, which appears in modern coin magic. This is the switch I use for the routine that I do. It's easy to do, and it's a fantastic switch. I'm going to show it to you right now. So I'm going to have my gimmicked coin, the folding coin, in kind of a low finger palm in my right hand. I'm right-handed, as I already said, so everything's going to happen with my right hand. I just use my left hand a little bit in this. So you borrow the coin from the spectator. So here's the situation that we're in. After I pick up the coin, I'm going to hold the borrowed coin at the right fingertips. I have my thumb, my middle, and my pointer finger. And I have my gimmick coin in a low finger palm. Now what's nice is because it is in Ramsey Subtlety, you can show your hand, if you want to, from all sides at this point. Now we're going to execute a Bobo switch. The idea is I'm going to suck the normal coin down into finger palm as I toss the gimmick coin out of my hand. It's two motions at the same time. So here's kind of what it looks like. It's slower. I'm going to pull this coin down and let this coin fall out of my hand as I toss it aside. So at full speed, get that back in finger palm, I borrow the coin and switch it to the other hand as I display it. That's the Bobo switch, and we're going to do that twice in this routine. So here's how I do it. I borrow the coin, display it at my fingertips, switch it for the other one, take a look at it, transfer it back to my right hand, find the spot that's going to bend, bring it up to my mouth, bite the coin, spit it back on. Now we're going to switch the coin again. We're in perfect position for another Bobo switch because I have the gimmick coin here and I have the borrowed coin right there in finger palm. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Just switch the coin and hand it right back out. If you'd like to, and this is what I do, I transfer it back to my right hand and hand it out with the dirty hand, which is always the best way to do it. Let them examine the coin. Ditching the coin is the easiest thing in the world. First of all, it's very easy to conceal. You know, it's already a small object in finger palm. You can use Ramsey Subtlety. It's no big deal, but there's so much heat on that coin that you just bit. Just go ahead and casually put your hands in the pockets, and that's the best way to ditch the coin. But there's the Bobo switch. That's the one I use. It makes this routine fantastic, I think. So enjoy it. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to repair your coin should it break. Now, it's probably going to at some point. There's an elastic band around the sides of the coin, which we all know elastic bands do break. However, in my experience with this trick, I've never really had the elastic band break in a performance. However, it will get so old eventually that it just breaks on its own. But I'm going to show you quickly how to repair the coin. It's really easy. To do so, I'm going to break the coin, which I don't think I've ever done intentionally before until right now. So this is going to be fun. So let's take a look at the rubber band. If you pull this apart, you can see it in there. It's actually running a complete circle right around the coin. I'm going to go ahead and break this. You can see how difficult it is. That was kind of fun. Now, I'm going to have to dig this rubber band out because I just broke it. And you'll have to do the same if it does break. I just use a small pin and jam it right on the inside of that crease and peel a little bit of it out. So let me grab a pin and we'll get that started. Okay, so when your rubber band breaks, you're most likely going to still have pieces of it on the inside of this ridge. So you're going to have to use something thin to pull it out. I have an X-Acto knife. It works pretty good. So we're just going to go ahead and dig on in there. Oh, okay, I already have a little piece of it sticking out here, so I'm going to grab it and pull the rest of this rubber band out. And be gentle, you don't want it to break again, just pull it out slow. Okay. And that's how you clean the edges. Okay, so take the mini rubber band, and I'm just going to kind of stretch it between 2 fingers. Take your bigger part of the bite coin, and I'm going to use the side that's already cut to insert that rubber band right there. It's about the easiest entry point. From there, you just want to kind of lay the rest of it down inside the crease. Okay, right there. You want to get to the point where it's around the edge, but there's still a section of it hanging out here at the top. Now we're going to go ahead and put the top on. All right, so let's put the top of this on. It's kind of, you just pull the rubber band back and slide this right onto it. It's as easy as that. Now you get a nice tight rubber band. So this will flip up nice and quick. So for some additional ideas, check out Modern Coin Magic. There's a few pages in here on biting a coin in half using a folding coin. This is a great book anyway. You need it. So make sure you check that out. So that's the Coin Bite. Please go out there and do it for people, because I know once you do, you're going to see how great this trick is. I love it. You're going to love it too. Thanks for watching. My name's Nick. We'll see you next time.